Welcome back, persistent hikers, to glimpses of our California parks. Today we will visit the Bay Area region of our California parks, encompassing 85 of over 400 diverse public, state, and federal parks and their related units located within our Golden State. Alcatraz Island is a 47-acre historical rocky island located inside the San Francisco Bay and is a region of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, a water-accessible park maintained by the National Park System. Located within San Francisco County, 1.25 miles offshore from San Francisco Pier 33, this park unit was established in 1972 to protect the prominent island itself, the existing lighthouse, the remains of the Civil War military fortifications, the military prison, the Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, and the 1960s Native American activist occupation. While waiting for the ferry, we got to check out some of the old cannon. We began our visit at Pier 33, where we waited to board an Alcatraz cruise ferry and cross the bay to our destination. The eastern tip of Alcatraz. The ferry crossing was smooth, scenic, and enjoyable. The persistent hiker documented this park unit in the month of May 2024 in hopes this short video and informative commentary will entice you and yours to come visit this remote, geological, and historical federal park unit in the near future. Approaching the landing dock. They're currently working on improving the landing area. A dockside view of the lighthouse and the remains of the warden's housing. A list of today's special programs. We disembarked and met at the information center located in front of the original 4-story military barracks. Once on the island, one must hike up a strenuous incline to reach the prison's entrance and begin the cell house self-guided tour. Because this incline is equivalent to climbing a 13-story building, there is a small shuttle service that will take those with mobility issues to the top. We depart the staging area, pass under the guard tower, pass Sally Port, make a U-turn at the post-exchange remains, travel uphill while viewing the historic gardens, pass original stone road support, make another U-turn while checking out the garden vegetation, stop and chat with Jonathan Segal, continue uphill to the flower terrace, make another U-turn at the water tower, take a few minutes to check out the Alcatraz morgue, making the final climb to the cell house entrance. Tickets, please. Celebrating the 75th anniversary of the penitentiary. The tour begins inside the shower area, where we're each fitted with their individual recording devices. This way, we could move at our own pace, stopping and starting as we tailor the tour to our own special interests. The tour recordings were made by 4 former correction officers who witnessed the actual events. From the landing dock through the cell house tour and back is approximately a 1.5 mile walk, depending on how much additional exploring you do outside. If you take one of the earlier morning tours, you'll have plenty of time to check out the many outside features after the cell tour is over. While outside, take your time and watch your step. Alcatraz is steep and hilly. The persistent hiker gives the National Park Service a big high five for providing an informative cell house experience. The recreation yard with its iconic view of the Golden Gate Bridge. In 1934, Alcatraz opened as a federal penitentiary. Out of the 1,545 inmates who spent part of their lives on the rock, some of the more notorious included Al Scarface Capone, Arthur Doc Barker, Alvin Creepy Karpis, Robert Strout, the Birdman, Elwood Bumpy Johnson, George Machine Gun Kelly, and least we forget the English spy Sean Connery. Alcatraz became a prison almost from the very beginning. During the Civil War era, soldiers convicted of theft, assault, rape, murder, as well as citizens accused of treason, along with the crew of a captured Confederate ship, were all imprisoned here. Prison corridors were named after major U.S. streets. At the opposite end of the cell house, we find the prison's visitation center, along with the administration office and some original artifacts of the guards. Stepping outside the administration entrance, you will find yourself on the eastern tip of Alcatraz. Alcatraz was home to the West Coast's first lighthouse in 1854. In 1909, when construction of the cell house threatened to block the light, the original lighthouse was replaced with the iconic 84-foot tower seen today. A family of Canadian geese scour the hillside for food. All that remains of the former warden's house, now just a concrete shell. The warden was well known for his surrounding ornamental gardens and attached greenhouse, where he grew a variety of delicate and colorful plants. After the penitentiary opened, privileged inmates were also allowed to plant and care for flower gardens. At the eastern tip of the island, we find the former military parade ground, now designated a seabird nesting area. Today's San Francisco skyline as viewed from Alcatraz Island. An early Spanish explorer charting the San Francisco Bay named the island in 1775 La Isla de los Alcatraz, the Island of Pelicans. I met a park biologist named Morgan documenting the bird population. Alcatraz historic buildings set on a rocky island made up of thick sandstone, formed during the Lower Cretaceous period and brought upwards by the North American and Fairlawn Plate tectonic movement. A prison guard keeps a watchful eye for troublesome inmates. There were 14 attempted federal prisoner escapes at Alcatraz. The best known occurred in June 1962, when Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence Angelin slipped into the water. Their bodies were never recovered. The return downhill walk on the switchback road was much easier on the knees. Now that the cell house tour is over, one can take their time to view the overgrown floral and building structures they missed on their way up. Don't forget to say goodbye to Jonathan Seagull. The prison watchtower overlooks an incoming ferry. The powerhouse and the greenhouse. The massive water tower and the Native American message. Continuing downhill. Angel Island as seen from the rock. Know what I didn't see in this park? Any trash. The prison watchtower keeps an eye on the dock. An old fortified tunnel now leads to the theater and the bookstore. Inside the history display. A last look at the ornamental gardens. Our ride back approaches as new visitors come in. Heading back to Pier 33. We give thanks to the National Park Service for protecting this San Francisco icon. Definitely a one-of-a-kind park visit. We cruise back to San Francisco with a much better understanding of the city's diverse history. The San Francisco skyline. So much to see, so much to do. San Francisco may have its problems, but a lack of history is not one of them. A tug heads out to escort back an ocean ship. A World War II victory ship, part of the Rosie the Riveter exhibit. There are many other bay cruises to choose from. The ferry ride was great, and the tour was even better. Remember, this is only one of the many units of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Hope you enjoyed this park adventure. Take the time to visit our sponsors and become a monthly donor, assisting us in documenting each of our diverse federal and state California parks. By becoming a member of the Persistent Hikers and wearing our Glimpses patch, you are informing the young generation that we seniors still have the capability, although limited, to enjoy our parks just as much as they can. Until our next California park adventure, happy trails.